Archie.
Yep.
Archie?
Yep, Archie, but I think that you were waiting for Nikita. Uh,
Yes.
yes, but I'm co-owner. Uh,
Awesome.
yep. So we just wait, I don't know, for a minute, for 2 minutes. Just wait.
No worries.
I have no worry. Yeah, Nikita just calling now with Go High Level support to understand some problems.
Okay.
I hate Go High Level, to be honest.
Yeah, that's love hate.
They don't have enough abilities for analytics and so on.
Hello,
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, you guys, how did you find us?
Uh, how did I find you or Hot Prospector? Because Hot
Yeah.
Prospector is I am the marketing agency, and I've been talking to other agencies, and they mentioned about you. But then, so I know that a lot of agencies use Hot Prospector, but I was never at the stage where I needed when I need Hot Prospector. But now we are kind of at the stage where we need it. And I watched your videos that you performed with for other agency owners, where you basically just tell about how Prospector works. And then
Okay.
I watched an interview with a woman that managing like 87 accounts in a med spa niche. And I kind of done my research already a little bit, and I just decided that I want to hop on a call, ask you specific questions, see how it's gonna work, how the onboarding works, and make a decision. So
Awesome. Fantastic. And I had a chance to meet Archie for a moment as well. I guess that's your
yeah,
your co-founder.
yeah, we are co-founders of Agency. Yeah.
Where are you guys based out of?
So I am from Ukraine originally. Archie is
Okay.
from Russia, but I am in Puerto Rico right now. Archie is in Moscow. So
Much
we are,
warmer in Puerto Rico than it is in Moscow.
yeah, it is. It is.
I'll be in
So,
Georgia, Archie, like in about 2.5 weeks. Tbilisi.
Nice,
Not
nice.
It's far from you, but closer.
yeah, right, right. So, what we can do, I can either tell you a little bit more about us,
For sure.
or
Go for it.
we'll just shoot questions that I have, whatever you prefer.
Whatever works for you. I'm open.
I think I'll provide the context and then basically you will better understand. So, I mean, we kind of the target audience of your company, correct? We are agency owners and we are working in a dental implant niche. So, we are working only with dental implant clinics and our offer is click to chair. So, we're covering everything from from the moment when people click to the moment when people sit in their chairs. Meaning, we run ads for them, Facebook ads, we call people, we qualify people, and we book the people for them on their calendars, and then basically deliver them the qualified consults. And we work on performance-based model, so they pay us only for every qualified consult that showed up in a clinic.
Okay.
So it's very, very important for us to make sure that we are calling people fast, and we do a good job with in terms of calls.
Mhm.
We are right now at the stage where we actually have only 4 clinics we're working with, but we are about to sign a partnership that will bring us 6 clinics at a time, and then as a first trial, and then if we're not gonna fuck it up, then they're gonna bring us like 10, 15, and gonna bring us more and more on a consistent base. So we're gonna grow aggressively, and I want to make sure that our infrastructure is ready for that. And really, our biggest kind of infrastructure that we need is CRM, and make sure that we call people fast, call people more, and call people and know how to talk with them. When it comes to know how to talk with them, it's like training. But when it comes to calling people fast and calling people many more times, that's what we use, right? Like that's what mainly GoHighLevel help us with. And we are facing some issues right now. The first one is we actually were able to calculate speed to lead ourselves. I developed a workflow that calculates speed to lead for every contact, but I
Mhm.
cannot see the average speed to lead that we have, which is still kind of. I mean, I would love to see the average speed to lead, but if I can see it on every lead, it helps. And then really what our setup is look right now is lead comes in, system GoHighLevel calls user. So if user is accept the call, then we connect with this lead right away. which helps us to basically connect with new leads in less than 1 minute. We try to do our speed to lead in 60 seconds, which basically brings us a lot of good results. And then we want to make sure that we call them 3 times in the first day, 2 times in the second day, and one time following days. Right now, I use a GoHighLevel setup for that. So basically, we use like tags for that, and I just find out that actually, I think like, do you know what's manual call inside the GoHighLevel, like the action? So you know how GoHighLevel works. So something that I will tell you right now, you probably will understand. Workflow creates a manual call for this contact, and the trigger of every workflow that I have is an outbound call. The thing is, I have the workflow separates every day. But for example, in the first day, I have 3 tags. Day 1, first call. Day 1, 1.5 call. Day 1, second call. And the thing is, when manual call is generated for day 1 first call, we call them, and contact has to be re-entered the workflow to then filter people. And if the contact has day 1 first call, the day 1 first call tag will be removed, and the day 1 second call will be added. Then we will wait for like a few hours and add it back to manual call actions. The thing is, these motherfuckers are not catching the outbound calls because it show the workflow thinks that contact is still active inside the workflow. So basically, at the moment when we use manual call action to call the person, the trigger is not working because it kind of still active in a workflow. Which, I mean, I'm talking right now to technical support, but this is like the biggest problem right now in terms of tech side. What I heard and what I learned from the watching videos, that Hot Prospector can, and we want to make sure that we can track. Right now, GoHighLevel cannot track answered phone calls. I mean, it shows you the statistic, but it cannot tell the difference between voicemail and really answered call. And like, that's what I don't like at all. So we want to make sure we can see the statistic for every account, and we want to make sure that we calling leads a specific amount of times using that setup. And that's what I believe that Hot Prospector can help us with. But I have the specific questions, or I think you can just tell a little bit more about the Hot Prospector, or what like, I know how it works. If you can just tell maybe something recent that maybe you updated that I'm not aware of, that will be good, and then we can jump into the questions or whatever you prefer.
Sure. That's a lot of context. Thank you. So, number one, yeah. So you've got the systems down from everything that you've said. You understand what you need. And you're already trying to do that with high level, which is it's possible up to a point to do it. Like, once you get to where you guys are at is probably where things start to kind of break, or you got to bring on a whole lot of agents to really make it work, and that's just not it's not feasible cost wise. Like, you'll just, your margins will be really bad. So basically, the exact recipe or the exact uh, um, prescription that I would give somebody when they come on board is exactly what you just said. Call your leads within a minute, and if they don't answer 3 times that first day, like, that's ideal. And leave a voicemail, drop a text message on at least that first and third attempt. So that way you get the maximum amount of touches. If you can get that 5 touches day 1, most of my clients tell me 80% of all of their conversions happen on day 1. And then, so then day 2 and day 3, those are kind of like where things kind of start to hit the max, and then they peak. And then after that, like, 8 days is really where it stops. Like, after 8, you're not going to get them. If you don't get them within 8 days, you're not going to get them. And there's no need in, continuing to beat them up. Take a break from them, then call them back in a few weeks. That's like our next campaign. We call it an aged lead campaign. If you do that, yeah, you're maximizing your leads, you're getting the most out of them, and you're going to get amazing results. Tracking, yes, we've got all of the tracking for you to show, speed to lead, number of attempts, showing you all of the numbers for your agents. You can see here on this report, like this is one of our clients. They started dialing, looks like their first call of the day was at like 9 a.m. ish. Yeah, 9 a.m. Their speed to lead right now, average across all of their sub accounts is 1 minute, right? If you wanted to dial in and take a look and be like, okay, what's the deal here? Like, how's that working? Boom, you can see every single sub account and what they're doing, right? How many calls your team made, how many calls, how many appointments booked so far, and then drilling down per agent, how many hours have they worked for the day, when they made their first call, their last call, their average gap time in between calls, their total number of calls, what's their average outbound duration when they do get somebody on the phone, how much talk time do they have for the day, what are their answers, their answer rates, their conversation percentage from calls that answered to conversion, how many of them are booking.
Conversion is appointments.
Yep, converting to appointment as well. So CR is your conversion rate to appointment, conversation rate, sorry. And then on top of that, you have booking rate, ABR, appointment booking rate. So you got all these different metrics that you can
Conversion
measure.
rate is from convo to
Answer to
booking.
conversation. Answers.
What is CR? What is the difference between CR here and ABR?
Appointment booking rate, conversation rate. So conversation rate, sorry, not.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, conversation. I got it.
Yep. So those are
Awesome.
the stats that you can see here on the dash. I mean, you're always going to know what's going on from that perspective. We also have another dashboard that we'll give you access to, which is our Looker Studio dash. We'll help you get this set up, and it's going to give you a lot more metrics that you can get like really granular, and it'll actually go into each sub account. So you can see all of your calls, answered rates over leads, right? Here you've got your speed to lead.
Can we go through this dashboard, because it's really something that we are looking right now? What is this graphic shows? So conversion rate daily. It shows amount of conversation. Oh, conversation, then booked, and then percentage of ABR. This graph view, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
And you can look at it by agent or also by sub account.
Awesome.
This is all generic data, by the way, so it's fake. This is just a demo dashboard.
Okay, I mean, no, for me, it's really the most important thing is how does it work? Know whether it's like real data or no. So.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure, because you're going to see on the next tab, it's like numbers are all messed up because this data needs updated. But this one here is your speed to lead metric, so it shows speed to lead in the last hour, and then your average. So your median.
And it is in minutes or seconds?
Minutes.
Here. Okay,
minutes.
Okay.
That's why I said this is not 981 minutes.
Okay. Now it makes sense to say that it's a test data, not a right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here you've got your speed to lead daily, and then your speed to lead by the hour.
Hours. Okay.
And then down here you've got your how many of your leads are within 3 minutes, how many of your leads within 5 minutes. By the way, nowadays 3 minutes and 5 minutes, that's old school. We used to be like, hey, let's get your stuff down to 3 minutes, right? 5 minutes. If you can get it to 3, now it's like 1 minute. Everybody is like,
minute.
A
minute. 1 minute.
And our best clients are getting their speed to lead down to a minute. If you don't have enough agents, that's where you struggle with that. But, as long as you follow our best practices, getting a minute is easy. Here you've got your unique lead conversions by sub account. So you can see your unique leads, unique answered, your answer rate, your conversations, conversation percentage, how many of those booked.
And
again,
this is by account.
You can do it by account if you'd like, if you want to still show less, but yeah, this shows all of them. And then you could also specifically drill down on how one agent is doing on a location.
How do you calculate unique leads?
Unique leads is like, uh, it's only counted as one lead. If it came into the system twice, it's only going to be counted as one lead, not the number of dials, just
Right.
the lead.
That's something that we also not struggling with, but that's something that we figured out a little bit later down the road. That, for example, we generated 100. Facebook shows us that we generated 130 leads, but then when we go to the dashboard in GoHighLevel, it shows us 100 leads. We're like, well, what the fuck? And then we found out that 30 leads were not they were already in the
Duplicate.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't call them. So we need to
No.
call them because they were also opt-in again. So
Yeah.
my question is, unique leads will show us only people that were new, but
Mhm.
will we be able to see total amount of like leads that were
Yeah.
generated?
Yeah, the reason why we do the unique lead count is just because we want to see because a lot of people would just want to show like the number of calls or those types of numbers, but the unique lead versus calls helps us to say, okay, these were the leads that you actually had that were uh, put into the system, and these were the number of calls and things that happened against those leads.
Okay, but will we be able to see on
Total
any
leads?
dashboard total leads? Yeah.
Yeah. On Hot Prospector, you'll see that.
Okay, and here I see the small arrow next to unique leads. Is it like, can we,
Yeah,
here, yeah,
sort.
what is, oh, this is sort, got it, okay, perfect. Question, can we, like, something that that lady asked you in a video, and this was a good question. So you showed to her the way how to set up the campaign, like the way to set up like how many times we need to call every lead after, for example, it's not responded, and then she asks you whether this configuration can be done to specific sub accounts, or is this like a configuration for all accounts? So, for example, like if theoretically, if we want to call more times for one account, but then call less times for another account, can we set a like different configuration for that?
The only way you'd be able to do that is if you're doing it on a campaign level. So like if you had a setup dialer campaign specifically for that, but that's not ideal. It's going to mess up your, flow. There could be actually a way to hack it with regard to like um, using specific statuses, but yeah, no, I mean it's kind of
Okay,
yeah.
not a problem. Uh, do you see? Also the second question that she asked, and you said that it's something that you might to implement. Will we be able to see what hours we are booking leads the most?
Actually, I don't know if that's on here. Let me see. No, he does not have that. I mean, that's actually something he could do on this. We have our Looker Studio expert who could,
Okay.
yeah, that's actually something I mean, you have the data here. We have the data. So probably creating like a heat map or, even a graph that just shows like what are the busiest hours of the
Yeah, just
day.
like by hours, like usual, like where we are booking the most. So we can, for example, like I know that the most pickup rates happens after 5 p.m., right? So like you after 5 p.m., like yeah, it's a prime time. Call people. But if we can see that, for example, appointment booking rate is actually happens for like I don't know 7 to 8, we're like okay, 7 to 8 is like prime time, So
Exactly.
Could you please switch to unique leads metrics?
Metrics, sorry.
Yep. So we have leads. After
Mhm.
that, we decide which lead is active. Active means if lead answered on our text message,
message.
Or the second point, if this lead pick up the phone.
Correct.
So my question, but pick up the phone, there is two different metrics with picking up the phone. Just answered means if lead pick up phone, and it doesn't matter
No,
if we speak with him or no. And answer plus dialogue means that pick up plus long dialogue. So my question is, here I can see the active metric, metric active leads. Is it possible to create this metric inside your system, or
active
how
leads.
Yes.
Like basically the main goal for us is our funnel looks like this: leads, active leads, answered plus dialog leads, booked leads. And we want to make sure that we can see the dashboard that will show us the percentage of this funnel for every account. Is it possible to set up the
I
custom
think
dashboard?
as long as the data is available in high level, anything is possible as far as that stuff is concerned. Jonathan is the individual on our team that does all of this stuff. So you guys could speak with him about making changes to this studio, like this dashboard. We do
But
customize it for.
it's not something that you guys already have.
No, but I mean, that's why we have these things in Looker Studio, because building it, changing it isn't hard. It's just, if somebody wants to make a change to this, it's not in stone. We can come in here and make a change.
Yeah, but it's
Got
really
it.
important to know if it's possible, because in Go High Level, a lot of small details that we can do, but these small details affect on very big things that affect on our work. And my second question, and one of the most important questions, uh, how will be the process charge cha sending data from Go High Level to you guys?
Not sure I
How
understand the
how,
question.
how it works?
How
Because
does
I didn't learn anything about Hot Prospector as Nikita, but so I
oh
just need to verify. For
we're
example,
connected via their API, so everything is synced.
so all information from Go High Level will be able to send to Hot Prospector, yes?
Yeah, all of the different endpoints that we connect with are of their API would be like their contact API, all of the, form fills, things like that. Those things are synced. As far as the tags, appointments, um, text messages, um, workflows, opportunities, um, like all the main stuff that you would want are going to be connected.
Do you have anything that you are not able to connect from GoHighLevel?
I'm sure there is. I mean, but it's not that. But we have hundreds of agencies that are using Hot Prospector to run their call center. If
Okay.
they ask us for something and everybody is like, "Yeah, we need that," we do it. So, and we've been doing this
Yeah.
for many years. So the good news is you guys are probably coming into something that like you haven't even thought of that we've already thought of.
Yeah, I got it.
Now, will there be things that you probably come up with that might help? Oh, sure. That's why we listen to you guys and we build upon it, you know?
Awesome. Okay. So can you just walk us through the next dashboard so we can just really
Sure.
better understand what is there, and then
Yep. So
this
this,
is a okay.
yeah, this is based off of the agent. Exactly. Which,
Uh,
go ahead.
so, will we be able to see this data based on, for example, like I see that lead created date, right?
Mhm.
So it basically can we see, for example, this data for like uh so the data shows daily, or can we see like weekly? Can we see like monthly?
Yeah, you could change the range right here.
Oh, okay, select data range, and it will show the range for the specific. I got it. Okay, perfect. And question: this is basically like lead created date calculates based on date metric in the GoHighLevel level, right?
You got really choppy. I didn't hear everything you said.
lead created date calculates or trend like this metric is uh,
It's based
getting
off of when the lead was created.
in the GoHighLevel.
Correct.
But if the lead was created back in July and now it filled out the form again, the created date will not be changed. It
No,
because at GoHighLevel, created
doesn't
date is
change.
something that it's stone. That's why we created lead generated date as a custom field, and we calculate the total leads based on how many people have this data with this range in the lead generated field.
Mhm. Yeah, we have another client that does it that way too. It's another med spa. It's a big med spa.
Yeah.
Um,
So will we be able to do that?
like I said, anything's possible,
Okay,
right?
got it.
I mean, it's just a matter of whether or not, you guys want to go through the changes. But yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. Just have to
Okay.
talk to Jonathan and tell him what you're trying to do. And he's very capable. Obviously, I mean, you see what we built. I mean,
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
you build it for just really important question, because in GoHighLevel supports said us that, oh yeah, you can make an appointment to make some changes, but there are hundred thousands of changes that clients want to change, and I don't know who is Jonathan, uh, but how long it will take, for example, if we don't have something that we want, how long it will be take to code this, to implement
I
this.
mean, it depends on like how important it is. If it's something simple that you guys need done and it's not urgent or whatever, and he can put it on a timeline, it could take a week or two. If it's something big, um, I don't know. It's case by case. I can't tell you. I mean, we're not high level, first of all. I don't have hundreds of thousands of customers.
Yeah.
I don't have all of those restraints that they have. And you're also talking to the founder, so you're not talking to some guy, who's just making some promises that he knows that he can't deliver. So I think you're fine. Talk to Jonathan. I just can't make you a promise of saying, "Oh, it'll take you 2 hours," or what.
Yeah.
I
Right.
can't,
Right.
I'm not, so I can't answer you directly, Archie, just because I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to set you up for false expectations.
Yeah, but it's really important because just one small history that I will tell you.
Mhm,
We understand that we can't, for example, uh, and this, for example, lead came in July.
mhm,
After that, lead came in September, and after that, lead came in October.
mhm,
And we are unable to calculate unique leads and all leads separate. It's impossible in GoHighLevel. After
mhm,
that, we decided to implement it in Google Sheet tables.
mhm,
I bought API, special API for Google Sheet.
mhm,
Connect this, it takes 2 days for me. I just connected Google Sheet API to GoHighLevel, just import all the data from GoHighLevel, and after that, I understood that I can't use post method. When you use post method, you can get more than 100 rows. Only in get method you can get as much as you want, but with post method it's impossible. And for me, it took 2 days to do this, and as a result, I can't do anything. So it's really important for us to understand and be sure that for us it will not take a long time. Because, for example, if it will take 6 months, yep, it's not good for us. We can't get any data what we want if we need to wait 6 months. So
yeah.
in this case, I just
But
asking you
let's just I'm gonna see if I can help answer the question. But what I'm saying is like if it's possible, we'll get it done. If it's not possible, if it's impossible
Yeah.
to get done, it won't happen.
is it
Right? Like,
sorry, one more question. Is it possible to it's a question for future. Is it possible to check if it's possible if all what we want is possible? Is it could we check the system to implement all graphs, all analytics that we want to clarify if it's possible or no before we buy the product.
I'm not sure. Like when you say everything you want is possible, if it's possible, that I can't answer because I don't know what all you want. But if you want to try to tell me a couple of ideas, like, well, good news is I pulled Jonathan in here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's going to be able to answer a couple of those questions for you. Jonathan, Archie and Nikita are looking into Hot Prospector, joining Hot Prospector. We were going through your dashboards, and Archie is having some anxiety about some of the data that he's trying to visualize and some of the limitations that they found within high level. And so I know that you built all these things, and I told him we could make customizations to the dashboards based off of some of their specific needs. They had a couple of questions. One, with regards to like some date fields and such, whether or not it's possible, and two, like if we say it's possible, like what type of time frame would it be to do that? So I'm just gonna let Archie ask his question and Nikita ask the question so you can help
I have
explain.
like the only question that we have is first of all, Mark mentioned that this what we're looking at right now, which is Google Looker Studio, right, is something that you guys developed for us when we onboard. And if we want to see some custom like metric, it's possible to implement this. My question is first, like if you can just give us a little bit more understanding of how does it work. Like for example, we onboard and then we tell you, hey, we need, and that's something that we really will need. We need to see total leads that we generated, not based on created date, but based on lead generated date, which is a special custom field that we generate in GoHighLevel. Then we want to see unique leads. So basically we can compare total leads and unique leads. Out of those, we want to see active leads. Active leads are anyone who either responded to the message or responded to the phone call, and then answered plus dialogue leads, meaning like somebody who like spoke with us over the phone, and then booked leads. And we want to see it in the same format that we are looking right now, and we want to see this for every location and every agent. What will kind of what like how does it will work in terms of a timeline and in general how it's gonna look like?
Okay. Yeah, so for our dashboard right now, we're using the data that's generated or sent from Hot Prospector's system in terms of whenever the lead was contacted. And then we have a webhook connected to Hot Prospector that pretty much collects the data in and stored into Google Sheet, right? So the way how it works, when a lead is contacted, the data is sent to that webhook, but it's not, everything that you can see is just limited to like the call logs and then lead information. In terms of identifying how we can calculate the number of leads that you have based on your custom field, because you mentioned that there's a custom field that you use, right?
Yes.
We will be using an automation in high level for that. So that's some, kind of like a customized reporting for you, where we get data from high level um, and combine it with the data that we get from our prospector, identifying that custom field itself, unless, we ask our dev team to implement that. But what you're saying is that there's a specific date, right? Like the created date, or what do you call that date that you're referring to?
Created date in the GoHighLevel is a field that once it's filled out, you cannot change it. So for example, if lead was created or contact was created back in July, but then it came as a lead from the campaign in December, like a 3 months later or 6 months later, the created date will not be changed. But we need to see that we generated this contact as a lead again. And we want to see this in a report of total leads generated. And that's why we use a special field that we create that updates when leads filled out the form. This lead generated date updates, and we can see how many people were actually generated in this month.
Yeah. So then we will use that field. What will happen is during the, let's say, the initial or the very first time that it was created, let's say 2 months ago it was created. What's today? November. Okay, it's like September. It was created in September. It will be stored in Google Sheet that there's that created date, and then if you regenerate that lead again, then we can get that data again from high level to indicate, let's say, the lead was regenerated or re-added to the system this month, which is November, that it indicates that the lead was regenerated this month. So that becomes like two leads, basically, right? That's what you're trying to do. Like two leads generated, one, but it's just one unique lead. It was just generated in September and then regenerated in November. So that's the data that you wanted to see, right?
Right.
Yeah, then we can use GoHighLevel's data for that. We just need a workflow or an automation in high level to send data to our webhook, and then we can just include that in the calculation and include it
Okay,
in the
and
view
for
here.
example, the second stage that we have, something that we call active leads. And active leads are leads that are either respond to the message or respond to the phone call. Will we be able to show this as a separate column with a number of active leads and then percentage from total leads to active?
Yeah, we can do that as well. But these again, what I was saying is that what the dashboard that we have is purely focused on call analysis and
Okay.
data about calls, the number of calls answered, conversations, and booked.
Yeah.
For what you're trying to do, where you want to identify the number of leads generated, unique leads, and then active, like current active leads. Um, that's the data that we can get from high level, and then we can just combine that into and I mean add the data here in this Looker Studio file. So that's possible. It may take a week or two though to make sure that we get to understand the metrics that we're trying to view.
Okay, and so we calculate those amount of people based on, we assign them tag every time they respond, and so that's how we were able to calculate it and go high level. And if it has this active tag, I assume that it's really easy to transfer it to the Hot Prospector, right?
Yep,
O-
the tags can
I-
also be our prospector.
Okay, so my question is, for example, like we onboarding it today, and and you already know basically what we need. The question is, uh, how it will work in terms of setting up this dashboard in a Google Looker Studio. Will we just like ask you to do it and then you will evaluate? Like, first of all, is it something that you do for every agencies and it's including in our monthly package, or is it something if we want to build a dashboard, this is something that we like pay as a one-time fee, or how does it work in terms of like
It's
finances?
Yeah, it's both. It's both. So we include we have a setup process for all of our agencies, which there's a one-time fee for that. But then the monthly includes this dashboard access. So it's like the agency dashboard is part of the setup, and then the
Mhm.
monthly fee that you guys have for your software includes this dashboard. If that makes sense. So there's no
Yeah.
extra fees for the dashboard. Now we'll do minor modifications to the dashboard if you need them,
Yeah.
included in that fee. But if it's something major, then Jonathan would have to give me a scope and decide like how long it's going to take. So we would have like a fee if it's major. But based off of this stuff, Jonathan, how big of a request are we talking about? It's not major, right?
Yeah, it's not major really. We just need it set up in high level and then get the data from there. Just a few changes here. Probably in a different a separate on a separate page. but it's not major. I think it can be included in the regular account setup fee that they will pay. Yeah.
Jonathan, I have a question. So these dashboards and these dashboards. So no. One more question.
Yeah.
You have your own API to get the info from GoHighLevel, or you use already existing API?
API.
Yep.
We're using Webhook. Yeah. So we're using a webhook where we can just add it to an automation or workflow in high level, so we can get the data and store it in Hot Prospector's Google Drive. We have Google Sheet for this, and then from Google Sheet we visualize it here in Looker Studio.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
it's a web.
you don't use API connector, yeah?
No, we don't. Yeah, we don't use API.
Okay. Perfect, guys.
Okay.
So
So how? I have. Sorry, Nikita. I will finish.
yeah, go
I
ahead.
have a technical question. About about the previous question that Nikita asked you about the unique and not unique leads. You said that you will implement this by this way. So you will get the info when lead came, and after that you will understand what lead already been in system, what lead and what lead is unique. So because I had a problem, I don't know, maybe your API is working with this, but as I know, um, from GoHighLevel, you are able to get the metric. Nikita, could you please remind me about the metric that means when lead came, not created, but when lead came to the system?
Lead generated. Lead generated. Like the special
Lead
field that we
generated.
created, or
Yes. Yes.
yeah, special field that we created. You can name it however you want, but in our system, we named it lead generated date.
So I'm telling about yes, lead generated date. So you can get this specific metric only using post method, and
Yeah.
the go high level has problem using post method because during post method go high level can send you only 100 rows, no more. So are you okay with this, and do you did you get this problem?
I think that's fine because in that automation that will be created, you would have to specify which custom fields you'd like to send to the webhook, right? So it's not
We-
like we're using a default information from high level that when we paste the link that it sends all data available that GHL can send. It has to be customized. So
Yeah,
that
they just changed that right now. It's required.
right, yeah.
You have to
So
map those.
that you only receive data that you need. So
Yep.
there's default data from high level, right? But then we can specify which additional data or custom fields we need we want to receive from high level, and they're
Okay.
stored
Okay,
in
so it doesn't matter get or post method. Yep.
post.
And it doesn't matter get or post method, any of information that we want to get, we will get. Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing. And the last question, my question, how often do you update data from Go High Level to your system? Every
It's very fine.
hour,
So
day?
if we want, well, there will be a trigger. Right? We can use a trigger where if the lead is created, then we get the data. But to what you're trying to do, we can use the trigger, which is whenever the generated date is changed, that custom field, right? Because it changes as per Nikita, right? So when it changes, then it sends data to the webhook. That way we can gather the data and then store it in Google Sheets so that Looker Studio will be updated as soon as that specific field is changed as well. If that
And
makes
if, for
sense.
example, tag will change or add.
Which one? A user or a team member?
Tag.
A tag?
Tag.
Tag. Yeah, if a tag changes, like we can specify which tag it is, or we can use that as a trigger and then sends data to the webhook, like the same data that we want to send.
And just to confirm, so basically, like when we right now, I already explained to Mark the way we do it, and I can share my screen so you can basically understand it. My question is, everything right now working in a workflows in a GoHighLevel. So workflows basically like telling, managing leads and telling our callers when to call, and and they all send the leads to specific manual call list. So then they open this list and start calling. Will we need to create a action inside the workflow? So then now instead of manual call list, like our callers will go to Hot Prospector, or will it just work inside the Hot Prospector? We just set like that campaign and sequence and amount of calls we want to do, and that it basically will be separate from the logic inside the GoHighLevel. I think it's a question to Mark, or I don't know.
Yeah, so pretty much when you have the workflow established already, you can keep whatever existing workflows you have. What we just need really is the speed to lead. So we want to make sure that leads are synced to Hot Prospector as soon as they're created.
Yes.
And then once they're created, they'll so basically they'll sync to Hot Prospector, right? And once they're synced to Hot Prospector, we have what we call group and then campaigns that we'll be setting up for you as well. They'll be added to the campaigns immediately or automatically. So it's like one the leads created in high level within 2 minutes or less than 5 minutes, the lead is added to the campaign. And so long as you have agents dialing from that campaign, those leads will be contacted next because they're added to the queue immediately, like on top of the queue.
Let me think how I can phrase it. So right now, when we call lead after it's generated, it gets to the workflow, wait 2 hours, and then added this lead back to call list. And that's when all our callers understand that, hey, we need to call.
But you're not going to do
Then-
that anymore.
Yeah, that's my question. So it basically, instead of doing that, we will set up the logic inside the Hot Prospector, and now Hot Prospector will tell callers who to call and when, correct?
Yeah, that doesn't tell them, it just dials. Like it automatically does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What do
they're
you mean?
just
It
they go
automatically
into the
dials-
dialer. They go
Yeah.
into the dialer, they push play. When they push play, it serves up leads at the time that the lead is supposed to be dialed based off of the rules that we've set. Speed to lead is obviously number one, it happens automatic. But if a lead doesn't answer, you know, the way our system's set up, we have workflows scheduled to create a 30-minute call back,
Yeah, right.
an hour and a half like callback.
Right.
We do that automatically with our workflows.
And we will basically what we'll need to do is stop it in the GoHighLevel, or
Yes.
just like we do not
Yes.
care about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
just stop it. I would personally, I would say stop it. Clean up your whatever. We clean up your messes, but Jonathan, I don't want to say messes, but you know what I'm saying. Like the whatever you
no, I
got going on.
understand.
Jonathan, that's something they handle more on setup side. I don't know. Do you guys delete all that stuff, or what do you do?
I'm not sure what like the workflow the right now, like how it works and how it's structured. But basically, if you have a workflow that tells them to contact this lead, we
Yeah.
can disable that, remove that from the workflow, because the goal is for them to stop the manual calls.
Yeah, keep it
Like
simple.
they won't really need to be manually searching for those leads just because they got the notification that this lead was created and they have to call that.
Okay.
Just stay
Okay,
in
I
the
got
can.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, I don't have any questions, Mark. So can you open again your Looker Studio and just
Sure.
click very quick from the reports, so we can just basically better understand. So
Yep.
this I got today agent wise. This will show the conversion rate of every lead based on agents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
then if you uncheck that today, Mark, that will they can also uncheck this one if they wanna see the entire,
I
like
got
the
it.
pre yeah.
Okay.
And then here's like the agent's name, and then you got the data. It's
Okay.
twice data basically.
I got it. Next one is unique leads from numbers. This is just like if this is if we do call or
This one is based on, so this one is just added because um some users they wanted to identify the number of calls made from the phone numbers in Hot Prospector, and then which phone number actually gets the most answers, or like more than 35 seconds, their answer rate, and then identify which
oh
number is just getting like zero conversion, because maybe they may need to change the phone number or identify if the phone number is being marked as spam or what have you, but just purely more on phone number performance analysis. If the phone number is effective or not, if that makes sense.
yeah, I got it. And do you guys show that phone number helps? Or like, for example, if the phone number is now like in a spam list, will Hot Prospector tell us about it, or we
Yeah.
just need to?
So we have some spam monitoring, whatever's capable, and I also have another tool that I recommend. And when you get in our system school community, we have a tool for that. That's very inexpensive. That's really good. But if you follow our best practices and how to stay out of the spam, you will see good results on that. You shouldn't have a problem with spam with Hot Prospector. You're muted.
Well, I got it. What is the next one for call dispositions? This is
By sub
So these
account.
are both statuses by locations. So you got the number of dispositions, and then there's another page for the percentage. So it just allows the users to identify. So this was requested by at least two or three users, where they wanted to identify the like the number of calls per disposition, to also identify if if in terms of which disposition is commonly used. Like in this
right.
case, it's no answer for dialer dashboard location. Um, and then we have, let's say, callback for
Can I
this
ask a
location,
question?
callback. Yes. Go
So
ahead.
I watched the video and I know that this disposition is basically like a categories, and I know that you can create your own categories, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And if we
Yeah.
create, and basically our main category is first one is like qualified lead and not qualified lead. And qualified lead means that they have enough credit score. And then, for
Mhm.
example, we have right now we track this by using tags. If the person is like, "Hey, I don't want to book; it's too much for me," we will assign tag lost finance, and that will show us that how many people have problems with finance, and so we can better understand like how we can adjust our approach. We also have, for example, category of like lost location because they said they don't want to book because it's too far from them. So if we create these categories inside the Hot Prospector, we will be able to see the percentage wise for every category here.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one that we're referring to here. So you can have your own custom disposition or status. Let's say for some they have out of area, right? In your case,
Right.
too far or something. So out of
Yeah.
area, so long as they're using that as a disposition in every call, then it'll be calculated as well. So
Awesome.
yes, that's the answer to your question.
Perfect. Call dispositions by phone numbers, basically the same, but or what is this? Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah. And
Calls
then
book.
we just have here, this one is just a quick view of like which sub account or location gets more calls and unique booked.
Okay, I got
Um,
it.
yeah, and then next we do for agents,
Okay, I got it.
number calls per agent. And then this is our appointment metrics. This is a high level. We pull data from high level. So like whenever the appointment is status is changed from confirmed to no show or to show or canceled, what have you, we get the data, or we receive data from high level whenever it's the status is changed, and then it's calculated here accordingly
Got it.
to identify the percentage, like the show rate, no show.
Okay. And with digital ads performance, that's something interesting.
Yeah.
Will we be able to pull data from the Facebook here?
We have this one, though we're using the data currently from whatever you guys pull from Facebook to your Google Sheet. Although we have Facebook integration in Hot Prospector, but the data sample here is not something that's directly gathered from Hot Prospector. So it's a combination of the data you get from Facebook, and then the data we get from Hot Prospector in terms of let's say if it's transfer that you're talking about, but if it's appointment, it's still the data that we get from high level. So it's a cross data source basically,
So
Facebook and then GHL.
basically, like we will need to take the ad spend manually from the Facebook to pull it out inside the Hot Prospect. Like not manually, but we will need to set up our own connection between Facebook and the Google Sheets. So then you can pull that out from the Google Sheets, or how does it work?
Yeah, correct. So you would have to have your own action to pull data from Facebook to Google Sheet, and then we'll just cross-reference that with what we can get from high level in terms of appointments.
But you can do it directly by connecting Hot Prospector to the Facebook ad account and pulling out data from that.
Not yet, yeah, because it depends on because you know some users may have, like, you can have different campaigns, right, from Facebook ad campaigns that
Right.
require different setup as well, or um, ways or and configurations to pull data. So yeah, although the this one is not really part of the dashboard, not something that's by default, because it's very customized. You know, you would have to connect or use make.com. Not sure if you're using make.com or Zapier, but you would have to have an automation to fetch data from Facebook to Google
Yeah,
Sheet.
yeah, that's why I was asking, because okay, we don't have that. It's fine. I mean, right now it's not our main priority is to make sure that we can manage our calls. Okay, I got it. Well, also something that, like, the final question I ask, maybe it's already something that you're tracking, Mark, maybe just don't know about it. Tracking by what is the best time in terms of how many appointments we book. For example, if we can see that most of our appointments are booked from 5 to 7, are we able to see that as a graph view, like based on, like, for example, from like 12 hour or 24 hours graph view, and we see when our appointments are getting booked the most?
Jonathan, that's for you.
Oh, that was for me. Sorry.
Yeah, he's asking for a custom page to show uh booking the best hours for booking, basically. Best hours for booking, which actually, kind of thinking about this anyways, wouldn't be a bad idea if we could show best hours for calls, answers, right? And bookings as well. Like, it wouldn't be a bad page for us
Yeah,
to
when
have.
is basically best hours for pickup rate, best hours for booking rate, and best hours for, yeah, those are two main ones.
Yeah, that's possible to add it there as well. I have it though for Brit's team, but it's in Excel. But we can also add it to Looker Studio.
Oh, so you already have it. You built it for somebody else.
Yeah, I do have it. Um, for both outbound and inbound actually. Let's see here.
Okay. And for example, just again, just so I can better understand, because to be honest, I'm impressed by your custom kind of approach. So I would just like, because I haven't had it before, and my expectations are set level, so I something that works in the same way. So, like for example, if we're gonna request to see that metric of like what is the best pickup hours and what is the best booking rate hours, uh, like you will just do it for us, no charge, and how, or will you charge us for us or no? And then second question is how long it will take.
We
And
can add it
don't
to the,
ask like for specific.
and
Yeah,
then it'll also take 1 to 2 weeks. It should be included in the account setup. I mean, yeah, in the dashboard setup.
okay, got it, perfect. uh that's it. I mean, we covered a lot about statistics. I watched a lot already by myself about like calling. The only question that I have about calling, is it possible to do it a default like double dial, or do you have that?
Yeah, I mean, you can do it from the system itself. Like when you hang up, just dial it again. Like it's just one click. But like if
Yeah,
you mean like to have your agents not think about it, I mean, I guess you could technically have it set up to where as soon as they disposition, if it's the first no answer, it just like 1 minute later,
result.
yeah, like you could do that. I've seen somebody actually doing that. But it's not, you could just also
It's not.
just
It's not. Okay, I got it. Okay, well, anyway, they're doing it right now, so I think it's.
yeah.
But I think this is something that I don't know. I know for like all people that are doing call center, they do all double dial. So if you're gonna set up something like a button like double dial, so the system will automatically double dial, it will help a lot.
Yeah,
Just
you
sharing.
can do it. You could do it with our call status, like automation, where you can
Yeah,
set up a workflow in our workflow where after like if it's a no answer and it's the first attempt, then it
yeah,
schedules the lead for a call back in 1 minute, right?
yeah.
So that way it may not be the actual agent that dispositioned that lead. Maybe the next person gets it and dials it. Like that's possible. Another way to do it is, but mostly everybody I see doing is just double dialing by after they hang up, no answer, the agent dials it again.
Okay. Is it possible to assign, for example, we are still kind of figuring out. We heard from the clients and from the clinics that it's not something that they like. When one day it's one agent who's calling their leads, second day is a second lead. Like it's basically like one pot when different agents calling different clinics, and so it's not like that one agent is assigned to one clinic and he or she is responsible for that clinic. Right now, that's something that we do because we have different accounts, so it's easier. But my question is it possible to assign, for example, I know that agent one is assigned to all leads from this location. So when new lead comes in, she is the one who will see that lead and call that lead, and nobody else.
It's possible, but I'll tell you from from the experience of all of our agencies, unless you have like certain high priority clients in those exceptions, it's better to keep a pool of agents on all of your leads because of speed to lead, because of, if a client, sorry, if an agent's sick for the day, like all of these different things that can happen. So it just really
Yeah,
makes
right,
sense, to have them in one single pool.
but
What our bigger, or sorry, what are some of our other agencies are doing is for their bigger clients who have a better ad spend, more ad spend, they're higher priority. They are in their own specialized campaign where
yeah,
they're being taken care of by their best agents. So like that would be like a
right,
skill-based setup.
right. Okay, I got it. Okay, perfect. So now let's talk about the onboarding, pricing, and like how it will look like. So like the way it works right now. So
Mhm.
basically, how long does usually the onboarding takes, and how does it look like?
Yeah, as far as the onboarding timing is concerned, we typically can get it done within, 2 weeks. Like it's sometimes quicker. I don't like to rush and say we're gonna have it done tomorrow, but depending on your setup and high level, usually the whole process takes about 2 weeks.
So 2 weeks to set up the like in 2 weeks we're able to call or
Yeah. Yeah, like in 2 weeks, you should be ready to dial. So the way our process works, first we're gonna have a intake form that you're gonna fill out. That intake form is gonna give us all the information that we need about how your current setup is, like your current processes. And then once we get that setup, the intake form completed, then our setup team is going to go in and they're going to design the system based off of what you've told us. And once they've designed the system, then we're going to meet with you and we're going to have a call just to kind of decide, if there are any changes that need to be done, anything that looks out of line. And then if there are some changes that need to be done, then they're going to go back and make those changes. Once they're completed with those changes and the system's ready to go, we're going to bring you on and whoever else needs to be on the call for kind of a kickoff for systems. That systems kickoff call is where we are going to show you what we did, kind of show you how the process should work moving forward. You could take that call and the transcript of it, we record it, take that and maybe create an SOP or something like that for somebody on your team to follow for when they set up new clients. And then the next thing would be a kickoff call for sales. So the sales kickoff call, we're going to have training with your salesperson and show them how how the system works, how they use the dialer, how they receive calls, how they disposition, book a call, callbacks, all of those things. And that also we suggest you record. You'll have a transcript, so if you want to create an SOP, but then you can use that whenever you onboard new agents. So that's the standard process that we go through. During that time, also Jonathan, you could meet with him to do any customization that you're going to need to do for your dashboard, which would happen either on this. I think that would probably when would that call happen, Jonathan? Would that be on the
Fill out the form.
initial?
Yeah, during the presentation.
Yep. So that's the entire process. As far as the setup investment, it's 1,500 for the setup. That includes all of the things that we just mentioned, and then 497 for your agency account. That's going to give you unlimited sub accounts, and then that'll cover you for your first 6 users. Once you go beyond that, it's $75 per user. Or you could buy, if you're buying in bulk, you could buy
$75 a month, correct? A user.
per dialing agent, yes. After your first 6, yes.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. And what is your recommended ratio? For example, like most industries, our ratio, what we feel like is we calculate ratio not based on location but based on leads. Our ratio is like one dialer can handle 600 leads a month, like
Ours is
easily.
1,500.
1,500, so
Yeah.
twice. So if we
And that's if you're following our best practices, you could probably even handle a little bit more. Like we were talking about earlier on, I don't like there's no real need to chase a lead down past like 10 touches, 12 touches, right?
yeah, right.
And three of those are happening in day 1.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
so it makes sense. Makes total sense. Okay, and if I want to just out of this, something not related, if I want to use an affiliate link so I can get a bonus to my body, do I do it like should I have done it before we had this call, or can I just do
No,
it
if you have somebody who referred you, then you just use their affiliate link to sign up. Yeah. Like that's
Okay.
if you have a link, which by the way, I don't know if you noticed, we don't even have a sign up. You can't sign up on Hot Prospector. Like we don't even there's not a link to sign up. So you have to use either you use his link or I'm gonna send you a link to sign up. Yeah. But the setup is separate. I'll send you a separate link for that. That's not included
Okay,
in the affiliate program.
perfect.
Who's the
Okay.
person who referred you, by the way?
Tyler. So he
From Influence, is it
no, the first guy actually Joshua. Like he is the owner of Apex
Dental?
Apex Dental,
Yep.
but he is managing Orto. So he's like in Invisalign. We are dental implants, so we kind of like same niche, but we're not competitors.
Right. It's Canadian Josh, right?
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I know him very well. We speak a lot.
really?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Okay. Perfect. So I will use his link for sure. And yeah, then basically right now we just only because we were hiring the reps based on that we're gonna use the GoHighLevel. Now the only problem is that we probably will need less reps because
Yeah.
we're gonna use the Hot Prospector.
I mean, my suggestion is obviously be prepared to hire consistently when it comes to the call center world, right? A lot of people get comfortable with the reps and you just can't. In sales, it's
Yeah.
so the good news is you won't need to worry about coverage, right? Because Hot Prospector will cover that. But yeah, I wouldn't slow down my hiring, especially in the beginning.
Okay. Perfect. So send me the sign up link if he
Okay.
will not respond. And then yeah, I mean I don't
Well,
have any questions.
I'll send you the sign up link. Since you told me it's Joshua, I'll just add it manually. It's not a big deal. I can do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to use his link. I can do it. Just
He
after
is
I
busy guy. He is
yeah,
busy guy,
yeah,
and so
yeah. So what was I gonna ask you though? Hold on. Oh, email. Is it this Nikita at sigma-agency.us, right?
can
Is
we?
that where I should send it?
So basically, it's like this is my email before we transfer. Like I was working on this domain before. Now we have a name full Archflow. So I don't know if
Yeah.
it's like if it's important. Probably it is. So the
I
name.
don't I'm just gonna send you an email for your sign up link. That's
Oh
all.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you can use that email.
Okay, perfect. I'll send that over then.
Okay. I don't have any questions. Gonna talk to Archie, and then we're gonna like you sign up link, and then it's really just depends. Like 2 weeks. I'll be honest. 2 weeks is kind of long, so
It might
I
get done
want to
quicker. I
make
don't know. Our setups also depend on how many people are in flow, like what, doing at the same time. I know we
yeah
just
right
finished two, so I think we might be okay to start right away, which means it could be a lot sooner. Also, the setup times depend on you. Like if you go back and forth with a lot of changes, that's going to
yeah
extend it, right?
yeah right
So, so if you give us like all of the information and you're pretty sure about things, because sometimes people go back and forth and back and forth and we're like, okay, it's going to take you longer, like that's nothing we can
No,
do
I
about
don't think
that.
it's our case. We're
Yeah.
gonna provide you with like a big context. You see, I love to
Yeah.
provide context, and
Yeah,
you will
we're the
just develop
same. We love it.
whatever you need, and then yeah, we're gonna use it. So.
Yeah, Jonathan used to be in our setup to team. He doesn't do that so much anymore, but Jonathan, am I wrong? I mean, it's really depending on them, right? Like how much stuff they tell us up front, and if they keep on changing things, then it just takes longer.
Yep, that's right. Normally, it should be completed within a week. We're just it's like a buffer for the second week in situations where there are changes need to be made.
But full disclosure,
But
we've had people that's taken months to get set up and then never got set up, and it has nothing to do with us. They were
yeah,
scared, or I don't know. Like,
Well,
these are
guess
bigger agencies that had too many clients. They were scared.
guess what? We have same clinics. Like some clinics are able to set up in 3 days. Some clinics takes weeks to send us your legal name of business. Like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
okay, perfect.
Cool.
If I have any questions, we'll ask in an email. But I think like A2P questions and everything else, I got it covered in a video, so that's why I didn't ask it like that. we usually like we're gonna use A2P still in a GoHighLevel to like get the phone number, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I will say a lot of our agencies that are, more secure with Hot Prospector have moved over to us for all of their SMS instead of using high level. They're just using Hot Prospector as the SMS provider. And that way they just need one number. They're not making any calls in high level. They're making them all through us. So if you use us for the texting, then you just buy a number in Hot Prospector. You don't buy a number in high level.
Yeah, right.
Right. It just depends on you. Like I said, when people first get started, you only have 4 clients right now, right? So it's an easy
Right.
switch for you. You guys might make sense for you. You should talk to the support team when you're getting set up. It might make sense for you to just move now and stop doing high level number purchases in A2P.
Because if we're not gonna switch it, then the text will come from one number, the calls will come from another.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
we still are able to receive the text to the number that we're calling from.
Yep.
But we cannot text them back, or can we?
Well, if you do the texting through high level, and let's say somebody you call from Hot Prospector and it's a separate number. If you're not doing text through Hot Prospector's number and they text you back, you'll get the text, but you won't be able to send them. You won't be able to reply to that text on that number. But you can reply. You can send them a text, but it'll just come from high level's number.
I got it. Okay. Well, thank you for your time. It took a longer than it was scheduled. I'm sorry, but
No, it's fine.
thanks for bringing it.
Let me just ask: is it okay if I repurpose this? Because you guys had a lot of good questions about the dashboards. I'd like to use it on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's a perfect trade-off for me. I like to get because these people see these videos that have questions like you did, and they're thankful for it. I honestly never thought people would watch some of the. I have a 3-hour, the one you're talking about from Natalie.
Yeah.
People watch the entire thing.
I watched the entire thing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like the content on YouTube. Jonathan and I just had to talk about this just a little while ago. YouTube is amazing. So
Yeah.
this will help somebody.
Perfect.
Awesome, Nikita.
I have one more question. The last
Sure, go
question.
for it.
In GoHighLevel, we are able to split landing pages, only 2 landing pages in one time. But for me, it will be better, for example, if I wanna testing headlines. I wanna test 5 headlines in during one time. So my question is, do you able to host some landings, or it will be on the GoHighLevel side?
It's in GoHighLevel.
Okay.
We usually do that, right, Mark? Like landing pages. But that's not our focus right now.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Send me the link and we'll contact you.
Yep, I'll send it right over.
Thank you. Bye-bye.